Hi.
Hello.
My name is Maria, and I just wanted to briefly speak about life. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Awkward that I'm sitting opposite an atheist, but I study science at Melbourne. I'm in third year. My major is neuroscience, actually.
Like Amy Farrah Fowler.
Anyway, it's okay. It's okay. So I'm quite science-based. I do a lot of science study. I've been studying science for like about 10 years of my life. But I just want to say that science studies of the physical world does not satisfy. There's something missing. So after science, what did I do? I studied philosophy. Because I thought philosophy surely some answers about life, right? Not just how many neurons in my brain, but answers about life. Really like fundamentals, right? I found, whoa, nothing. This is like second year philosophy at Melbourne. Oh my God, nothing. Really? Pardon? I studied, it was philosophy of mind, yes. Oh, it was all human-made ideas, human-made knowledge. So it was really ridiculous. Really, it was contradictions. So then I exhausted science, I exhausted philosophy because I couldn't endure it anymore, it was just so bad. And then I thought, religion, okay? I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna study the Bible, and I'm gonna pray. But by pray, I don't mean 10 minutes here. I mean, I wake up at 4 a.m. and I really pray. And now I am the most avid, crazy Christian person because I really found the truth. Science doesn't have it.
Christian?
Philosophy of mind surely does not have it. The only thing is religion. Why? Because are you happy? Are you really satisfied with life? Do you feel emptiness? Do you have a conscience? Why do you have a conscience? Why? Do animals have conscience? I tried. Whether that's the question of what science is meant to solve or not, really, it doesn't do it.
Hey.
But even if you study everything, even if you have as much knowledge in your brain as all of State Library, really, does that give you happiness? Does that give you fulfillment? Does that give you a sense of inner peace? Sorry? Yes. Exactly, it doesn't give you happiness, no matter how much you study. Because happiness has to come from something higher level than just knowledge.
How do you define happiness?
Happiness? Okay. For me, I think happiness is feeling full. Not full like you ate a steak, but full like in your no. Full in your heart. 100% satisfied. Content. At the end of the day, there's nothing that you're really worried.
What does being full in the heart mean? Does it mean family?
No.
Being a mother?
Message for her. Hello.
No.
I agree with her.
You know what? It's like
Thank you.
You know when you have it. When you have found the answer, you know.
So you're saying
like-
it cannot be defined?
I'm saying that it's something that has to be felt, to be known. Yes.
Can I use an analogy?
Yes.
It's like trying to explain to a person, a blind person,
Yeah.
what green is and what the perception of green is. Unless you actually experience it. There's
Yeah,
no possible
exactly.
way.
But there
I
is
agree.
blindness and there is those who refuse to see.
Yeah, but using the example, somebody who's never seen in their life doesn't understand what green is. They cannot possibly understand the effect of
Exactly.
experience.
Yes.
So you're saying nobody has experienced happiness?
No, I'm saying you can define what green is. But unless you actually see it, you know, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about. And the same with
And then,
happiness.
yes, thank you. That is exactly what I'm trying to say. And then there's the thing of conscience, right? It's like even if you have done something bad, you know you have done something bad and you feel bad. Why? Do animals have this? No, right? There's even some sort of ape or gorilla, I remember my first year biology and it actually gets the other gorillas, if it's angry with another gorilla, it actually gets its like young gorilla child or whatever and it like rips its head off. No conscience, right? But the human has a conscience. Why? Is this evolutionarily advantageous for us? Let's think about it scientifically, right? Is it advantageous for us from an evolutionary scientific perspective to have the conscience? No. Why? Because if you feel guilty after you kill your predator or something, is that beneficial? No, right? So yeah, we have this conscience that we have. Why? There must be a reason. To have a conscience? Yes, of course, that's why people want to keep it. People feel empty, right? You know, I heard, I'm not sure if it's really true, but in females under 34, the highest cause of death is suicide. Why do people feel so empty? Even if they marry a gorgeous person, even if they have wealth, fame, everything. In fact, it's those people that, you know, have suicidal ideation even earlier.
Abraham Maslow said the hierarchy that people have
True.
survival.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Personally, I don't go by the ideology of man. I just simply... I think that depends on how they live their life of faith. If it's really sincere, if they really are doing it, or if it's like, I'm Christian to the point where I might go to church once, you know, yeah. Yeah. Sorry? Joy. Ah. Yeah. I know you're saying like the way people in the world define happiness is different to how we define it in a religious sense. It's more fleeting moments of happiness. If you buy something, like they're happy, but it's not real happiness. Yeah, it's true, yeah. Yeah, okay, what this man is saying is that happiness is not, what our perception of happiness is not the same. So instead of, this is happiness in the sense that your heart is not restless anymore once you have found true happiness, which is in religion, which is in God. Obviously, I mean, one and only Jehovah God. I do not mean like idol worship or like pagan religion. In terms of suicide, as you previously asked about, the conscience does stop us from committing suicide easily. I mean, if you think about it, people struggle so much. They want to kill themselves. They feel empty, and yet they get to the point where they want to kill themselves, and then they're like, oh, should I do it? Oh, I'll parasuicide instead. Like a call for help kind of thing. But like, that's the conscience. Because if you really think about it, do you really think that your life is about studying hard, getting a good education, you know, finding a good partner, having about 2 or 3 kids, getting a great career, making an inheritance for your children, and then dying? Is there any more? Do you wonder? Like, if that is it, then what is the point of life? And the thing is, in this world, people care about whales a lot. People care about forests, and they are important, they are valuable, yes, they support life. People care about so many numerous issues. They care about education so much. I go to Melbourne Uni and oh my gosh, education. I must study. But so good at looking at these issues, and yet they ignore the fundamental issue.
Yes.
It's like this. It's like a minute, say you're in a car accident, you're bleeding, you're really bleeding to death. Your windshield is cracked. Do you say, oh my god, my windshield is so cracked, quickly call up the mechanic panic. No, right? First, you call the doctor. You fix your fundamental problem, the fact that you're bleeding into an alleyway, right? But in this world, people do that. No, they think the waves, the forest, the numerous destruction of the heritage buildings, right? But they don't address the fundamental issue. That is my salvation. Why? Because it's ugly. It's scary to think what is going to happen to me in 20, 30, 40, 50 or 60 years when I die. Scary. Easy to look at the waves. Easy to solve the forest problem. But that is kind of hard. Solving and resolving your issues. Thus, binge drinking, trying to find fulfillment, right? You go through a phase like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna just get drunk. Like, I'm just gonna try to enjoy what I can. I'm gonna drink alcohol. I'm gonna go do drugs. I'm gonna try to find fulfillment. I'm gonna get some tats on my arm. I'm going to do crazy things. I'm gonna get piercings. I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna just go and meet as many boys as I can. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this and that. And then at the end, are you happy?
Do you think people that are educated get less tats, get less piercings?
The tats, the piercings, what you're doing is you're looking at the windshield. Why look at the windshield when you look at the fundamental issue? When you look at the bigger thing. This earth, this world, right? I'll use a parable. Say a woman's pregnant and she's like 9 months and she's gonna have a baby soon, okay? This earth, this physical earth, is the equivalent of that time in the womb, right? So the fetus is in the womb for 9 months and it's growing and developing. In the same way, we are here for 100 years, let's say 80 years. Then, when the fetus is born out of the womb, it's like, you know, it's an eternal life kind of thing. In the same way, when we are born out of the womb of the earth, that is, when we die, we will be born into true life, which is the spiritual world forever.
Where's your proof?
Where's my proof? My proof is in what I have realized. What I have realized on this quest
So you're
of
making an
finding the
assertion.
Lord.
So where's your proof? Oh, you can't rely on it. So it's sort of like in philosophy.
Yeah, I see.
They talk about
Philosophy has no respect in my books because philosophy says nothing exists. Some philosophers say nothing exists because you may not be able to prove the existence of the thing. Yes, that is one school of thought. But if there is one error, then everything is wrong. If someone deceives you once, you say to them the next time, I'm going to lend you $300. No, because they betrayed you once. The thing with the truth with the Bible is there's not one contradiction. That's why put your life, or if you're going to give your life to someone, to one ideology, make it the right one. Don't make the one with false contradictions. Because first, I searched in science. Second, I searched in philosophy. Nothing even worse. Don't even go to philosophy. And then religion, but with effort. Every single day I prayed at 4 a.m. like it was like death. And I studied the Bible so hard. Mine is, I'm not saying believe, I'm not saying, all I'm saying is, if you want to find an answer, you have to actually put effort. You have to put effort, but people want the easy way, but you have to put effort. And the thing about faith is before you see, you have to believe. Believing is seeing and it leads to seeing. The thing is, or would you rather live a life of emptiness? Would you rather live a life of just going into a physical thing, swapping partners, doing this, getting a new job, blah, 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 but never fundamental purpose? Never the satisfaction and never having satisfaction of saying, I've found purpose. Yeah.
I looked at this today.
Very good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, even the new atheists, they're very keen.
And you're saying they don't support religion because they believe there's no scientific background. However, they do believe a lot of other ideology that has no scientific background either. So hey, you may as well just go. I think more than if Jesus existed or not, which obviously I believe he did. And when I die, there probably won't be that much evidence of my existence, but it didn't mean I wasn't born. But anyway, it's more a question about in people's lives and people meaningless in people's lives, just living so physically and like living for nothing really, as opposed to did he exist or did he not exist and whatnot. I think the question is more finding point of life. Yeah.
Do you believe Christian religion to the exclusion of other religions?
Sorry, I didn't hear the end part.
Do you believe in Christian religion to the exclusion of other religions?
I believe one and only God. So that means that, yeah, therefore I do not believe in other religions. Like I don't believe in. Okay.
The world is a complex place.
I see. Okay, what I see is like this, in my opinion. A husband or a wife, you choose once, right? Let's not think about divorce. Husband or a wife, you choose once and you be with them for the rest of your life, ideally. In the same way, you choose one God and you follow that all the way through with consistency. I don't believe in
You know, that they were something else. They were worshipping the sun or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. I think, actually, so what you're saying is people get converted between religions interchangeably, right?
They can be.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
I think it's a question of their faith or how well they were established in that religion to begin with. Because if your faith is solid to the, truly sincere, then I don't believe you would flip between religions.
From what he's saying, religion is just a part, it's part of the path of the search to
No,
in your life.
I think it's the end of the search, actually. I think if you find the right religion, I mean, obviously I think it's Christianity, or rather I know in my perception that it's Christianity, then I can't change. Like, it's not possible. I can't imagine not being Christian. But I think that people who are Christian who have been converted otherwise, which I don't generally hear about that much, but I'm sure there are cases, I don't think they really had a sincere faith, sincere life of faith. I think it's more superficial. It's quite perfect to me. It's like people want logic, right? People want sense, parables, things that make sense, logic. Where you ask me my own experience, but anyway, and then I just really felt so bad, and I really repented with all my heart. I felt so bad to God, and just my feeling was that. And then shortly after that, someone approached me in the street, and someone in the street evangelized me, and I felt like really so good. And they took me to the first service. The first service I went to, I was so deeply moved by the Holy Spirit, and really so no going back kind of thing. That's my
You want to say what church that was?
Pardon?
What church was denomination?
It's actually called God's Will Church.
God's Will Church.
Yeah, God's Will Church, and it's a young person church. It's not like Hillsong or all those churches, because from what I've seen of those churches, they're less about the truth and they're way more about just arts and culture and about people. Too humanistic. They don't center and really focus. It's like superficial, in my opinion. Quite superficial faith. And the people don't really take, from my experience only, the people don't genuinely take the word and make it their life. They don't take the word of the Bible and really take action. Like, they don't really strive not to sin, and that's why I think they can later be converted to other religions, because they don't really put action into it and they just have it as superficial faith. I believe that knowing the word of truth, like the Bible, is finding the path of life, but taking action on that word is actually walking the path of salvation. That's the difference.
Yes, just a few defense of the science.
Yeah.
No, you don't think it's anybody else that we might know that's what it's happening?
And I'm not Peter in the 300 or something, but I just want everyone to, I hope that everyone could think more deeply about their lives, about what they're living for. If you find that you're living for, I don't know, your job, I don't think that's a good reason at all, and you should think harder about what you're living for and why you live and why you're on the earth, and, try to find a purpose in life maybe, and try to think about religion maybe, and find the answer to your life and to your existence, and your problems in life will be resolved, I think.
Well done.